Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and I have a very interesting and prescient product to open today. I'm talking, of course, about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Advent Calendar. This was very hard to find. I finally tracked it down at an LGS that I go to occasionally, but there were none of them in Walmart, in Target, in any of the places where you can just pick up and steal Yu-Gi-Oh! Product. Fancy that. Anyway, this is much more interesting than last year's Advent Calendar, because while last year's just kind of took every single monster that was vaguely holiday themed and threw it into one product, this one is cohesive. It's only Kuriboh monsters, and now I finally understand why they keep doing nostalgia support. Get excited for next year's Columbus Day Dark Magician set, and their Martin Luther King Jr. Blue Eyes White Dragon set. So, we're just going to start with number one. I'm opening this on the 22nd, so you'll have to forgive me for violating the sacred oath of Advent calendars. But by the time it uploads, it should be Christmas. Oh, and number one is Kuriboh. No surprises there. Oh, this card is playable in Duel Links, and it irks me to no end. Alright, number two, hilariously, is going to be on the back, so let's pop that sucker open, and it's Multiply! This famously featured in a video of mine, a Thunder Kuriboh Multiply, trying to use this as a backup sort of, Galaxy Tomahawk, if you can remember when decks would abuse that card. Number three is probably on the other side again. Let me see if I can find it. Here we are. Ooh, and it's a Kuriboh token. Now, this one I might actually use. That's very pretty. Number four, I assume, will require that I flip it over. It's like a busy box for man-children. Alright, the first card that I don't recognize instantly, Clear Kuriboh. This one says when your opponent activates a monster effect that would inflict damage, discard it, negate the activation, and if they declare a direct attack, you can banish it from your graveyard, draw a card, and if it's a monster, special it and change the attack target to that. That's a lot of text for a functionally just a Kuriboh effect that works on effect damage as well. Ugh. Really, you can see the difference in bloat between the original Kuriboh and this effective retrain. Alright, let's pop to number five here. Winged Kuriboh! Ooh, now this is a fantastic one. I hope we get a Transcendent Wings. Activate only as a chain link 3 or higher. Special summon this card from your hand. Spell cards that have been activated are banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. It has macro on it for some reason. That's a GX standard. The attack and defense of this card are equal to the number of spells in your opponent's graveyard times 500. That is the most GX card I've ever heard. 3 effects that have nothing to do with each other, probably mattered in one very hyper-specific scenario, and the card's never been played. Let's go to number 6. Wherever it is. I'm on 6, right? Did they just forget the 6th day of Christmas? 6 Giselang, baby. Ooh, Sabatiel the Philosopher's Stone. If you have a Winged Kuriboh monster in your graveyard, pay half your life points, add a polymerization spell or fusion from your deck to your hand. If it's in your graveyard, you can banish 3 copies of it, and then target a monster on the field that gains attack equal to the attack of the monster on the field with the highest attack until the end of the turn. That second effect has never been activated in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. However, this has seen meta play. It was an extremely cute fun of in Shadal mirrors back in the day because it can search super polymerization. You'd tech Winged Kuriboh as the light target for your Shadal fusion into Construct, and then you'd Sabatiel your way into a super poly to beat your opponents. Broken. Let's go into 7. Man, I don't know why I keep flipping back to this one. It's clearly the inferior side. Alright, number 7 is Berserker Crush. Alright, there it is. Banish one monster from your graveyard, then target a Winged Kuriboh you control. The target's attack and defense become the attack and defense of the monster that was banished until the end of the turn. Are you kidding me? Why would you ever need that card? I guess the pool of Kuriboh spells wasn't actually as deep as I first assumed. There's a lot of stinkers in here. Next is Junk Kuriboh, and this one's very interesting. When your opponent activates a card or effect that would inflict damage to you, send this card from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. Simple, clean, effectively a Kuriboh for a different type of damage. This is what I like to see. Let's go to number 9. On the same page. Come on, be consistent, Konami. I'm probably out of my mind assuming there's going to be any consistency in any Konami product. I should just be happy it's not a pachinko machine. Kurivolt. You can target one Xyz monster that has material, detach one material from it, and if you do, special summon one Kurivolt from your deck. Cannot be used as a synchro material. Okay, I mean, this is an interesting card. Maybe there's a scenario in which it's playable. A deck that needs link material can detach while this is on the field, uses its normal summon. I don't think that's very likely, and more importantly, the new Master Rule changes mean that there's never going to be a scenario where anything like this ever occurs again, but fun to think about. Number 10. Oh, I got it right. It's up here at the top. Rainbow Kuriboh, and I love this one. God, it looks so good. You can only activate the effect of Rainbow Kuriboh once per turn. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target an attacking monster, equip this card from your hand to the monster, it can't attack. And when your opponent declares a direct attack while this is in the graveyard, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. Now, this is an actually playable card. In the context of Kuribohs, there's not very many that actually might see meta play, but this is pretty close. It's a hand trap, it prevents an opponent's monster from attacking repeatedly. I like what it does. Number 11. And we're back to the Winged Kuriboh page, I believe. No, we're not! I've called this wrong every time. It's right down here. Link Kuriboh, the boy! Here he is! Wow. When his opponent's monster declares an attack, tribute this card, change the attack to 0 till the end of the turn. This card's incredible. Do you remember when this came out? And I think it was 2 years ago it was spoiled. I had to make a couple of videos, a Blue Eyes one and a Dark World one, or a Dark Lord one, immediately, because the hype was that this, in conjunction with Level Eater, was going to break the game. And for what it's worth, it would have. Let's go to 12. And a very slight hiccup there, the camera itself was quaking in anticipation for Sphere Kuriboh, the Dual Links and Speed Duel staple. And it unfortunately does not have the stamp, making this completely worthless. Wow. When I think about how such an innocuous card completely revolutionized how both Speed Duel and Dual Links were played. God, what a little sucker. Alright, let's go to 13. I found it. Relink Kuriboh! Now, this is a one-of in Duel Links. I think there's only one copy available. If this is tributed, you can draw a card, and if your monster would be destroyed by battle, you can banish it from the graveyard instead. This has had niche applications. It's pretty interesting. Let's go to 14. Ooh, Kuriborn. The only reason I know about this card is because there are different levels of Kuriboh in Kuriboh raising on Duel Links, and this is the highest one. I have actually never read it. At the end of your battle phase, you can discard this card, then target a monster in your graveyard that was destroyed by battle and sent there this turn, special summon it. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target any number of Kuriboh monsters in your graveyard, special summon them. Now that's interesting. Soul Charge for Kuribohs is not something I expected to see, at least the art fits. I don't think this is playable in any capacity, but oh, the rainbow looks really good on it. Let's go to 15, and we are flipping back over. Ooh, Detonate. This is just something that Kuribohs could innately do in DM, I think. Destroy as many Kuriboh and Kuriboh tokens you control as possible, then destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of cards destroyed by this effect. Love to just minus myself. It combos with Multiply, a 3-card combo. Let's go to 16. Here it is. Ooh, Kuriboh Photon? You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, pay 2,000 life points, you take no damage this turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one Photon monster from your hand to the graveyard, except Kuri Photon. Add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Why is there a Kuriboh card that's also Photon Galaxy support? Oh, they really just went wild with these post-DM, huh? Alright, let's go to 17. Kuriboh! Oh, it's so pretty! During damage calculation, if this card is attacked by your opponent's monster, activate this effect. You take no battle damage from the battle, and your opponent gains life points equal to the attacking monster's attack. Also, return this card to your hand. So this only triggers if it's being attacked. What I don't like to see in my combat tricks is the face-up text. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine this ever doing anything relevant, but if it does, you can bet that I'll be the first one on it. Ooh, and the foiling process gives it green eyes. Very cute. All right, number 18. Here it is. Oh, 1 for 1. Is this a misprint? This isn't a Kuriboh card. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, far be it from me to, look a gift horse in the mouth, but random ultra rare of an extremely playable card. You'll love to see it, folks. Let's go to number 19. Ooh, Curry Bandit. Now, this one was actually playable for a long time. During the end phase, if this card was normal summon this turn, tribute this card, excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and add 1 excavated spell and trap to your hand, sending the remaining to the graveyard. In slower formats, this was really, really excellent. I would love to enter a world in which you can play Curry Bandit unironically again. It's also a level 3 fiend, so when Tour Guide inevitably goes to 3 in order to push more Duel Links product, she's like the main character. Maybe it'll see play once again. Let's jump to 20. And let's jump back. Wait, where's 20? Here it is. The Flute of Summoning Kuriboh. Ugh, the bane of every Duel Links player. I get it, you're getting winged. Let's just burn me. Take 1 Kuriboh or Winged Kuriboh from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Simple, to the point. I love it. 21. Winged Kuriboh, and here is the target. If this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard for the rest of the turn, you take no battle damage. They just don't make cards like this anymore. 1 line of text, completely clear in what it does, and terrible. Yep, GX was a good series. Next we've got 22. Transcendent Wings! They did put it in here. Send a face-up Winged Kuriboh you control and 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard. Love to -3 myself. Special summon 1 Winged Kuriboh level 10 from your hand or deck. Well, I'm sure that's going to be the next one. Let's pop to 23 and figure it out. Where is 23? I think we've exhausted this side. Here it is. Winged Kuriboh level 10. Oh my. Can it be normal summoned or set? Must be special summoned with Transcendent Wings. During your opponent's battle phase, you contribute this face-up card, destroy as many attack position monsters your opponent controls as possible, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack of those destroyed monsters. Now, this is a card with an effect that's just a little too scary. Of course, its summoning condition will never, ever happen, but it's actually pretty powerful. I like that Kuriboh has finally come into his own by attaching himself to some kind of dragon thing. 24, and I believe this is the very last one. Alright, what could it possibly be? We've had every iteration of Kuriboh, everything tangentially related, including 1-for-1. Number 24 is... Performapal Kuribobble. Oh, this is the new one! Oh! It's a fiend. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, change the attack target to this card and proceed to damage calculation. If you would take battle damage from that battle, you gain that much life points instead. Oh! Well, it's really good in time. This is a cute little card, and it's a Performapal, which means that it's endlessly searchable. I like it. Well, that's about all from me. Check out this huge husk of plastic that will just make its way directly into the ocean as soon as I'm finished recording. I'm throwing it into the Hudson Bay. I love this product, and I like that Konami has continued to support it, even though it's a little out there in terms of marketable things. Clearly, the difficulty I had in finding it shows that people like it, and I'm excited to open up next year's as well. Happy holidays to all of my viewers. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you in the new year.